Greetings, everyone. This is We Are Not Experts. My name is Swan, and this is
Primo. What it do?
Primo Jones. All right. So again, like I said, we're not experts, but we are fans. We're fans of a variety of things, including hip hop. One of the big conversations in hip hop, or really in music right now, is about appropriation. People keep talking about is Bruno Mars and a cultural appropriator, and in layman's terms, really what appropriation is kind of when somebody takes something from another culture, another group of people. Don't give them credit for it, but get better reviews and better things for it, or just take it and really don't give them credit for it. It's kind of like Columbusing. What else? I guess one of the best analogies I've heard is somebody said like what if you do a paper and you get an F on it, but somebody else copies your paper and they get an A on it. They kind of use that as for what appropriation is. And again, this conversation got real big because people have been talking about Bruno Mars. Some people say that they feel like Bruno Mars is a cultural appropriator. I disagree sternly. Primo, what's your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on it, specifically on Bruno first, or not on appropriation as a whole? I guess, and you can jump to however you.
Appropriation as a whole,
how would you define
it's bad? No, but how would I define it?
Yeah,
I feel like it's stealing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like those that appropriate, feel like entitled to what those, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a sense of entitlement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we tell you can't have something. Oh, you try to take it anyway, and it just tends to do better than what the people who started it, tend to get. Like, they get a better reaction compared to, like, say, white boy with dreads comes around, like, has your hairstyle. You get turned down for a job, but he walks in and gets the same job. Like, you know what I mean?
So you would consider that?
I don't know.
So to you, appropriation has something to do specifically with success. If somebody was did the same kind of things you did, but they failed at it as well, would you not consider that appropriation?
If someone did the same things I did and failed at it,
yeah.
Would I consider that appropriation? Yeah. I mean, you're still stealing.
Yeah, so you wouldn't say it has as much to do with success as it does the actual act of stealing.
Right.
But see, I think part of appropriation is a lack of caring about and understanding about the culture in which you took it from.
Right.
Like, for example, it was a big thing about the undergrad school I went to, University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, where we used to do our step show, which I'm a part of a Greek letter organization, Alpha Phi Alpha 1906, all that, in which we would do step shows with the white fraternities and sororities as well. I think it's IFC and NPC, something like that. And they actually pulled out of it after I left the school, where the MPHC, the Divine Nine, they stopped doing step shows with these white fraternities and sororities. And it was really because they were stealing chants and steps and all types of stuff like that from our organizations, which we felt like it had meaning to us. But to them, it was just like something cool they saw on YouTube or whatever like that. And they were winning the shows while throwing up hand signs and stuff like that that had to do with the deltas or with the zetas or with the AKAs and all this stuff. And it meant nothing to them, but it was just stepping was cool. So they felt like they had the right to do it. Like, to me, that's appropriation, is when you like lack respect for where it came from. You just, like you said, feel entitled to it. Like, oh, I can take this if I want to. It's not that big of a deal. I don't care about the culture. I don't care about the people it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would say Bruno is not a cultural appropriator, because he gives so much. For one part, I feel like he's part of the culture, being part Puerto Rican. But even more than that, I haven't seen any artists, especially like I would say some of these younger hip hop artists who like keep talking bad about like the older hip hop artists are less respectful to the music genre than Bruno is. Bruno gives much credence to like the people who came before him. But you got a lot of these hip hop artists that come out now and they try to talk bad about. Yeah, they talk bad about Biggie and Pac and stuff that's people that are sacred to the culture.
Yeah,
so it's just for people to jump on Bruno and get mad because of his success. I mean, if we're being honest, that's what it's really about how successful he is at doing the things he's doing. Where he's giving us, like, I feel like you can't do more than Bruno's done. Where he said like all music, all American music is black music. It's true. Like it's definitely true, but it's like, what more can you say to give credence to the culture besides that? You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna say Bruno's an appropriator, I feel like we got to say like every artist who is not black is a cultural appropriator. Everyone who does American music.
I don't really listen to Bruno. I never really listened to Bruno Mars like that until this album. Like I know he was catching grenades and saving chicks and
remix with Lupe on it, by the way.
In days he felt like he didn't do anything. Like, so I was like, I ain't paying attention to this. I ain't about to listen to this stuff. Then this come out. We out here dripping in finesse. I was like, ooh, that's that flame right there. Like, you know, that's when, I don't know, that's when all these black folks came out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, love Bruno, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and to me, I was like, where was this music to begin with, brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's where maybe that's what people felt like he probably was stealing from. I mean, I personally felt like somebody should have done that kind of music a long time ago. Like, you know, I mean, you got Chris Brown, you got Trey Songz, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you know, try to at least tap into the old school, you know what I'm saying? And not a lot of youngins even care about the old school. So, yeah. And you can't get mad because he took advantage of something that, you know, that was basically there in plain sight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I also think it's only about now where 90s is considered throwback or classic as opposed to just old music. You know what I'm saying? Like
80s. He's doing 80s kind of like.
I mean, it's late 80s, early 90s. I feel like.
You think it's? I keep thinking late 80s. I'm tripping.
Well, the reason I said that is because like you've seen the resurgence of like we said, 3-6 samples. Maria was one of the biggest samples of last year or whenever that song came out. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing with what was that? Living Color. Was it Living Color?
What you talking about?
With the Dripping in Finesse, the Finesse song. What was that?
Oh, the video was Living Color in the video.
Yeah, so I mean
the video was a Living Color.
But I feel like a lot of that stuff is like I feel like 90s now is becoming retro as opposed to just old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like I feel like he saw that wave, you know what I'm saying? So he jumped on it. But
yeah,
I feel like
exactly. That's what I'm saying. He took advantage of something that was in plain sight. Like I feel like if anybody would have done this, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, whoever, it'd have been on point. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it could have worked for anybody.
But I mean,
he just happened to.
But at the same time, that's part of why people say it's appropriation is because he was the first one to do it instead of them. And they feel like, you know, he's taking stuff from our culture, which again, I would say he's part of our culture.
I mean, if he pays homage, then it is what it is. If he pays homage, he don't just take it and run with it. And, you know, but if he pays homage, you know, then, I mean, I say go for it. Bro.
I agree. I think like when we talk like when I think appropriation, people I think of is like Miley Cyrus. I think Miss Hannah Montana herself. I think Iggy Azalea.
Yeah. We're not talking about Miley right now. Miley is the biggest sinner, the biggest appropriator in the world, if you ask me. One of them.
Mm-hmm.
At least top 3.
And it's like people like that. Like, what's the girl name you used to be crazy about?
Shut up. We're not about to do that. We're not about to talk about that. We're talking about creation, people.
Yeah. So it's like you like folks who like put on black, like act black just to make money. Like I would consider that appropriation. We just do it appropriate. But you know, there's been an appropriator. What'd you say?
Creation an appropriator. We're not about to go there. All right. I heard Katy Perry though. You heard about the little thing she be talking about saying the N-word and all that stuff?
Oh, no, I ain't heard about that.
Yeah, look at this rapper. He was tweeting about it. He said, "Man, yeah."
But see,
if I find old tweets, I'm gonna bring it back. But if I find the old tweets, I'll look for it.
I think part of it too, though, is that some of these folks. I feel like a couple of these folks, Miley Cyrus being one of them. They see like they go through like a black stage as a form of rebellion. Where they all of a sudden you remember Miley was 23, you know, the 23 song with Mike Will made it and Wiz and all them, You know, she had a little jersey dress on or whatever she had on in her J's, and she was so black.
Twerking on stage.
Huh?
Twerking on stage and stuff.
And then all of a sudden, when she wasn't like that no more, and that little shock value wore off, all of a sudden she was, I'm not really a fan of hip hop because they objectify women. But she on stage and what a butterfly outfit, talking about, you know, suck this just like you, singing my neck, my back. You know what I'm saying? Like
smoking weed. Like, come on, fam.
All that, but it's like she jumped back across the line when she saw what working for her. And I feel like a lot of them do it as a way of rebelling from their parents, or from whoever they would or whatever like that.
I believe Jungle Fever.
What about Post Malone?
I don't know. That's tough, because like I think you told me. But then you told me to keep reading the interview. So I kept reading it. And I don't know, it happened a while back, so it's hard for me what he said. But maybe his words got switched up a little bit. I don't know. But you gotta like when it comes to things like hip hop artists, like what's the name, Lil Xan saying Tupac was born, just stuff like that. You gotta remember, like these folks is white. They didn't grow up on hip hop. They probably got into hip hop in 2010.
I don't know.
They just got.
How old is Lil Xan?
20 or something like that.
Is he that old? He like I haven't seen pictures of him. He looked like he like 12 to me though.
Young, you know they. Nothing. Let's keep it hip hop. I was gonna say something ignorant.
He was born in '96, so yeah, he about 20. So if you say he got in it at 2012, he got in it when he was like 14 years old. Like I think that's one of the things. It's like a lot of these cats grew up on hip hop now. It's pop now. You know what I'm saying? Especially a kid in '96. Like in the early 2000s when Eminem was the biggest thing in the world or whatever like that. Like he probably grew up on that. You see by his name, Lil Xan, pill popping, Eminem, like he's the one who made all that stuff cool, which nobody talks about. But Eminem's the one who made all that stuff cool.
I think 36 Mafia made that shit cool.
Yeah, I give you 36. But I was saying Eminem because Eminem's bigger than 36.
Yeah, he was just like vocalizing it all the time. That's all he was talking about.
Mm-hmm. But I think my thing with Post was. It's like the thing I saw him get like a lot of flack for was two things. One, when he said like if he wants to cry this, that, and the other, he'll listen to like Bob Dylan as opposed to some kind of rap music. He said hip hop doesn't make you feel emotional. I would say you listen to the wrong hip hop because there's some hip hop songs that I think are extremely emotional. Which I think that'd be another video, really emotional. I could give you a list of, but I think
like I said, it just depends on what we focus on in hip hop now. Back in the day, the more emotion was like the better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it's just all about partying. So it's like.
I mean, if you be real about it, the culture of Xans and Percocets and all that stuff is to keep you from feeling your emotions. So like, that's part of it. But what I would say with him, a lot of his music is how can I say this? A lot of his music now is how can I say this? I mean, like when you listen to a lot of his stuff that's beside like just rap music, or like besides the songs like with like Quavo and stuff, it's like literally just him and a guitar singing. And it's like that's part of what he would say is like, I just make music. And it's like to me, I put him in that like Cudi zone, where it's like hip hop, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's rap. You know what I'm saying? Like Cudi would make just like
definitely not rap.
Like
Post is definitely not rap, if you ask me. He's definitely not rap, if you ask me. He's far from rap.
He's some kind of like hybrid junt. And it's like, I feel like you got stuff like Drake who will sing and rap, but then you got folks like Post and Cudi who like Cudi raps a little bit, but it's like a lot of his stuff is like somewhere like right on the edge between singing and rapping.
Cudi would spit a hot 16. I have yet to hear Post Malone even freestyle a bar. So he's not rapping, if you ask me. Cudi can actually I've actually heard Cudi freestyle. Actually spit. I've never heard Post Malone spit a bar.
Yeah, but I'm saying like when you get like some Cudi songs, he's like like he's like teetering on that. I'm about to rap and I'm about to sing. So like if it's like a Blaze Edge, I feel like he balances on that and it sounds so like good. And I feel like Post is kind of in that lane where he's like he's singing, but like how he does some of his stuff is just about a rap song, but it's not. You know, it's some of it's like when you listen to his album, some of it's definitely hip hop, but some of it's definitely country as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when he says also like, I don't consider myself a rapper, I just make a lot of different music. I'll say like, yeah, you know, like he does a variety of stuff. And it kind of go back to like Bruno. Bruno's not just like his whole, like if you listen to Bruno as a whole, it's all his songs is not finesse. You know what I'm saying? Bruno has reggae songs. You know what I'm saying? Bruno has like ballads. Bruno has a lot of different stuff. And I would say that with Post. He's not as versatile as Bruno. Don't like I'm not saying that. But I would say like that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of iffy on him. I feel like sometimes he acts like he doesn't respect the culture, and with that I would say he teeters on that appropriation stuff. But I rock with him. But I do think he has appropriating ways.
He has appropriating tendencies. Well, like I said, I feel like all his major songs, he gears them towards Black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or more towards rap. Like you say, he makes other songs. I haven't heard any of these other songs because
I fall apart. Like,
oh, that song's trash.
Oh,
we're not about to. That's what I'm saying. That could be an R&B song. Like if Chris Brown was singing that, that'd be like you consider R&B. If Chris Brown was singing it, Trey Songz singing, you consider R&B. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, he's an R&B artist, if you ask me. Just with crazy tattoos for no reason. I guess he don't want to do anything else in life. But to me, he's an R&B. I don't consider him hip hop at all. I feel like he uses it to gain maybe gain more. I wouldn't say larger crowd, but gain like views instead of downloads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He says the hip hop just to gain the downloads and stuff. You know what I mean? He has the artists on there, like
it sounds real appropriation, like
but he ain't hip hop, fam. He's but not that.
I think part of it too, though, is like, and we gone over the 15 minutes that I said I'd stop us at, but so I guess we'll wrap it up if around here, but unless you want to keep going, but I
want to get on Cardi B.
Okay, so then we'll keep going. But one of the things is I think you got to go with what you get success by. And like when you listen to Stoney, like he starts it off with like almost a country song. But like he starts it off with just what his song is about, like a country song. But like the rest, like some of the, like he gets some hip hop stuff in there later on. Like you got another song with Bieber, who like Bieber's never talked about with appropriation, but
we gotta talk about him too a little bit. He gotta get these.
But I think it's like I feel like if that country stuff was the stuff that popped off, I feel like he'd be over in the country lane. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's necessarily because like I think it's just like he makes a lot of different type of music, and this is just the stuff that got some the most notoriety, so he just stays over there. But here, like you said, you want to talk about a Cardi B.
Yeah, because I seen somebody say Cardi B was an appropriator, and I never understood. I didn't get that, just for the fact that, I mean, she's a Latino woman, you know. Black folks get mad when we hear Latin folks, I think I was politically correct, don't claim their black side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been a large, like, I lived in Miami. I know Cubans don't claim being black at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've ran into people who don't claim their black side. You know what I'm saying? Their roots. Cardi claims her roots, and now folks are mad, like that. You know that she's making the music she wants to make. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, oh yeah, she's appropriating. She ain't black. Blah blah blah. Like, dog, she black. She says she black. She black. I don't care what nobody says. She can just speak Spanish if you ask me.
Rachel Dolezal.
That's all. She ain't Rachel. Nah, don't do that. That's Bieber Rachel. No, I'm messing.
I think about Cardi. I think you have kind of a thing with her where she grew up around. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the reasons why people let Eminem slide with everything is because Eminem grew up, in that, like around black folks and doing stuff like as a part of the culture. I feel like Cardi being if she was Dominican, Puerto Rican, whatever she is, she grew up like around hip hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not appropriating when you do that. Like I feel like to me, if Cardi grew up in like Beverly Hills and you know and start rapping all this street stuff and you know now she hard and stuff like that to get a record deal, and to me that's like being Latino, being black, whatever, that would be appropriation because it's not like a thing you live with. Like if Jay-Z like lived in Beverly Hills and came down and start like if anybody black came, if somebody was black and rich and then they came down and started rapping about like, you know, hood stuff, but that's not where they grew up, to me that's appropriation. But to me also, since Cardi grew up around that stuff, I don't think it really matters what she is. You know, so right. It's everybody like that one white dude or you know, Puerto Rican dude or whatever like that they cool with because they grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's as much, you know, even though like I feel like if they grew up in it, it's as much theirs as it is ours. Like it's let's be real, it's an art form. Nobody owns it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody owns the style.
What about Riff Raff?
What, huh?
What about Riff Raff?
what about Riff? I don't know.
Hey, Riff Raff, my dude.
That he just a dude with weird braids. That's all.
Hey, everybody, you'll be surprised. Everybody in Houston acts like that. Not everybody, but the large majority of motherfuckers, you catch Asians that act like Riff Raff. But that's just how it is.
Well, keep in mind though, my pops is from Houston. You know what I'm saying? My brothers and sisters still live out in Houston, so it's not like I'm completely ignorant to what goes on in Houston. But I don't know a lot about Riff Raff. Are you saying he grew up in?
I'm just talking. Don't listen, man. I'm just talking smack.
You said like it was a for real point.
Nah, I ain't had no point. I was just talking.
Well, you also jumped on Bieber. Bieber to me is a prime example of what we talked about earlier about these black these celebrities who go through their rebellious stage and jump on the black side. I feel like Katy Perry is a good example. Miley Cyrus, what's that girl name? Blonde chick did the song with Kendrick Lamar. Taylor Swift. I feel like she's
I can't stand her.
She's teetered on that, but Justin Bieber is the king of it. He started hanging out with like Sean Kingston and stuff, and all of a sudden he hard and you know he
little twist,
all that, yeah, like getting but it's like I feel like that's appropriation. Like I get, you know, Usher brought you into the game or whatever from your little YouTube stuff, but you like a little random Canadian dude, like you, like this. That's not you. Like that's not you. Like you doing it for clout. You doing it to seem cool and stuff.
Yeah. And got all the tattoos and stuff like that.
I feel like it's a lot of
what do you mean? Oh, hey.
But if you talking about Bieber stuff that went off, that song he got from Ed Sheeran, my mama don't like you. Hey, that's my stuff right there. That's my cut.
You got that from Ed?
Yeah, man. You can't
sound like Ed.
Sound
like Ed Sheeran. That's the jam though.
Mm-hmm. He did that song with, I know I bring him up on everything, but he did that song with Lupe that I love that song, but Lupe hates it and it breaks my heart.
That was like that's how Ed got into the game.
What that song with Lupe?
Yeah.
I really like I listened to that song first, but it was and we done jumped off again, but that song with it was on Lord of the Rings. I See You Fire. That was my introduction into Ed Sheeran. But anyway, to jump back into what we talking about, appropriate
Iggy Azalea.
Iggy definitely like she put on a little black accent and everything like
that.
Yeah,
like what the fuck? You don't sound like that. You listen to her interview, you'd be like, hold on, fam.
Mm-hmm. It's all that type of stuff. But I also feel like when people accuse folks of like Bruno of appropriation, I feel like it hurts the argument for stuff later because how am I supposed to like? I feel like it's a lot of times folks will throw out random charges of racism, random charges of sexism, homophobia, and stuff like that, and it makes folks I feel like people who were thinking about listening to you not listen to you anymore because it's stupid. And right. Calling Bruno Mars an appropriator when he gets all the respect, all the honors to like R&B legends of yesterday, I feel like it throws out one of these false things, and people like folks who might have almost listened to you are just gonna ignore you now because it's just like, you know, that's dumb. Well, maybe not. I don't think people would don't. I think I don't feel like people was gonna listen to that regardless. But with the talk of appropriation, but Bruno, man, I'm like, folks tripping. Whoever that little that girl is, I know she got internet clout and all this stuff, and I don't know who she is. But whoever started that stuff, like she whack. She whacked me. She extra whack. Like
Since when did you start using the word clout? That's what I got a question for.
When did I start using it?
Clout. I hate that word. That's such a new kid word. Like I can't say the other word. That word.
What word would you like me to use, Primo?
I just feel like you should dye your hair like blue now.
Hey, get out of here. And with that, man, we out of here. What word would you have me use, man?
I don't know. Not that word, though.
That's the only word I can think of.
He's 19.
What'd you say?
I feel like, I don't know, what was our word and stuff? We didn't say clout. We said they was just reaching. Like, or, just reaching. Or respect or something, huh?
I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. Clout's the only word I can think of right now, though.
Clout.
We'll come up with another one. But anyway, man, I think we're gonna bring this one to an end. Here, you got any final thoughts on it?
Nah, I think I'm good. I think we covered everything.
I think so too. Again, man, if you got this, I'm gonna start telling y'all to begin with because I don't know how many of y'all do. We had one viewer the whole time, and they stopped when we started talking about Ed Sheeran. They left. But anyway, man, if y'all like what you heard, please subscribe. The button should be right here. Click one of the videos, man. We trying to do more stuff for y'all. Y'all tell us what you like, comment, share, all that good stuff, man. Peace out. Pretty much tell people bye.
Deuces.